Going to the beach? Here's how not to get eaten by a shark. Number 11, don't go to... So it's summer and you want to go out in the ocean, but you're not trying to get eaten. As with many things in life, when it comes to not getting attacked by something, that means to not be where they are. Sounds simple, right? This means doing your research and staying up with the latest news on shark alerts before going to swim at a certain exotic beach. The mouth of rivers after a heavy rain is also a shark hotspot. Fish and other animals are swept out to sea, and sharks are all too willing to go fishing there. Avoid their natural habitats such as murky waters, harbor entrances, rocky underwater cliffs, and other places where sharks may go to feed. When in doubt, just ask the locals. They'll probably be willing to help out and tell you about the frequency of sharks in the area. Number 10, bring the squad. Sharks are known to have very poor eyesight, so you should do everything you can to avoid being confused with prey. In fact, sharks don't particularly like the taste of humans, so most attacks are actually caused by sharks mistakenly biting a human, believing it was a seal or other big prey. For example, a surfer on their board looks pretty much like a sea lion from below the water. What really helps is swimming with other people. Shark attacks are mainly committed against individuals, not groups. Try to always swim with a friend, and obviously, if you're with a group, don't stray away from the group. Keep yourself relatively close to your friends, and everyone's chance of being attacked if a shark is around will diminish greatly. Also, avoid swimming at dusk, dawn, or at night. Sharks don't have the best sight, so there'll be a slightly higher chance of a shark mistaking you and your friends for a delicious meal. Number 9. Bruises? Okay. Cuts? No. This one just might be too simple, but it's worth repeating. No blood near sharks. This includes everything from fish blood to a small cut or scrape. If you see yourself or others bleeding while in the water, just get out. If for some reason you're near a bleeding fish and you can actually see it, yeah, your day's done. If there's blood in the water and there are sharks, they will get to you. Because sharks don't see all that well, they have a fantastic sense of smell instead. Some of them can even smell blood even at 1 part per million. More so, sharks' senses are specially attracted to oils released by injured fish. Some sharks can even detect 1 drop of fish oil at 1 part per 25 million. That's about 1 drop in a regular Olympic-sized pool. Of course, as a human, you don't release those yummy oils, but if you find yourself near dead fish or fish bait, you should get out of the water ASAP. Number 8. But I love seals. This should also be considered common sense, but it's worth stating again. Avoid being near shark food. This means large groups of fish, seals, sea lions, but also areas with fish bait in the water. You should also keep an eye out for bizarre movements in the water. For example, if you see large groups of dolphins and seabirds in the water, they're probably feeding, and they're attracted to the same kind of food sharks like. Don't think that only because dolphins are present, then there won't be any sharks around. Dolphins are also known to be a prey for large sharks and can attract them. This also applies to fishing boats. Sharks are attracted to easy prey, and the confusion that fishing causes attracts sharks lurking close by in waters. The blood and fish oils will attract sharks quickly. Number 7. Black, and more black? We've already learned that sharks suck at seeing things. While their poor eyesight is useful for swimming around them without them noticing, what it doesn't mean is that they can't see you if you're wearing bright colors. Sharks see contrast very well, meaning that they'll see you from a mile away if you're wearing bright swimwear while on the ocean. Colors such as orange or yellow can be especially easy for sharks to see. You should always stay away from shiny jewelry because in the water with the sun shining, those things look a lot like fish scales. But really though, why would you want to wear expensive jewelry in the ocean anyways? Stick with dark-colored swimwear. Blue, green, black, and brown might not be the colors you had in mind going on a beach trip, but if your destination is known for shark sightings and you want to get in, it's better to be safe than sorry. Save the bright colors for the beach bar at night. Number 6. Keep an eye on other prey. This one ties in with what I said earlier. When you're swimming in areas where sharks have been seen or have a history of attacks, you should be very careful and keep an eye on other animals that could become prey. Animals in general know much more about their environment than what we'll ever know, so definitely keep an eye on them. If you see turtles or fish freaking out and behaving erratically, take that as a sign and get out of the water while you can. Of course, to know whether or not other animals are behaving in a weird way, you should know how they behave when they're relaxed. If you're new to water activities, it's better to keep yourself on the safe side and ask the locals for tips and what to look for. That or binge watch Animal Planet documentaries. Number 5. Know your sharks. After hearing all this, you're probably a little scared to get into the water, but let's be for real. Your risk really isn't that high. It really isn't necessary to ban all water activities for fear of sharks. If you're really worried about high-risk activities, look for ways to stop riding in a car. Anyways, only 3 species of sharks are the ones responsible for most human attacks. Tiger sharks, great white, and bull sharks are the usual culprits. To stay safe, be hyper-vigilant when you're swimming in their habitat. Bull sharks are usually found along coastlines, bays, and harbors in North and South America, and they also frequent an uncommon place for sharks: freshwater rivers. One of them was spotted 2,500 miles up the Amazon River. Great white sharks also live in coastal waters, especially along the US, South Africa, and Japanese coasts. Finally, tiger sharks are known to thrive in Hawaii and the Atlantic coast, from Cape Cod to the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Number 4. If you see a shark. So you're at sea, underwater, and you see a shark. It's possible. True story. It's happened to me before. But it was just a little 3-foot shark and it left me alone. If you see a shark-shaped fin on the ocean's horizon, let everyone around you know about it. Or not. I guess it depends on how much you like them. Okay, I'm playing. Definitely shout to let people know there's a shark. The more people know there's a shark around, the safer you all are. Obviously, the next step is to swim to shore as if your life depended on it. However, if you aren't able to get to shore for some reason after seeing a shark and it starts swimming in your direction, don't panic. Try to just stay afloat or be quiet, as crazy as that sounds. Most of the time, the shark isn't swimming specifically for you, but just in your general direction. As I've probably said for the 100th time, sharks can't see very well, so if it doesn't see you, it won't eat you. Number 3. Things are getting real. Okay, if the shark is swimming straight towards you, evaluate its stance. If it's swimming slowly in your general direction, you still have the chance of not being headed towards an attack, and only being in their way. Test that theory by moving slowly away from the shark's course. If it doesn't change its direction, you're good. Obviously, you should still try to slowly get to safety without splashing. If you moved a couple feet from where you were and the shark has changed course and there's no doubt that he's coming for you, that shark is in attack mode, so you should be prepared. Whatever you do, don't play dead. If a shark has already classified you as prey, you should never make it easy for it. If you find yourself moments before an attack, make it harder for the shark to attack you by looking it straight in the eye. This is going to make it more difficult for it to ambush you, and it just might get bored and leave you alone. Number 2. It's happening! What do you do? Okay, you're faced with a deadly shark that wants to bite you. First of all, wow, that's some luck. Second of all, don't panic. If an attack is coming, you should be mentally ready to fight back, so arm yourself with whatever you can. Experts say you should try to avoid using your bare hands or feet whenever you can. A camera, a surfboard, even if it's broken, or any other piece of equipment could be the difference between life and death when faced with a shark. If you're being circled by a shark, don't panic and look around. Is there something against which you can back up? If there is, put your back to it and be ready to strike. Sharks circle their prey in order to better calculate their position. So if you manage to avoid them circling around, they'll probably lose interest in you. After all, there are tons of other easily available prey for them in the sea. If you have a coral reef, a rock, or something big around you, you should swim towards it and rest your back against it. Again, don't splash. Splashing only excites the shark even more. Carefully swim towards the rock with slow movements and hope the shark swims away. Number 1, punch it in the face. So you're moments away from a shark bite and you have nowhere to hide. Let's face it, you're gonna have to fight. Give it hell. Punch it in the face, kick it, and poke at it with whatever you have. If you're unarmed, you can still make it unappealing to eat your arm off. Scratch it and target the most sensitive parts of its body. Sharks are especially sensitive in their faces and gills. If you have a clear shot at hitting a shark in its nose, go for it. But obviously, really close to that nose is a mouth that could rip your arm or leg off. If you're not as confident at hitting it right there, then you're better off targeting the eyes and gills. Scratch its eyes with your nails, whack it with your leg or arm in the gills. Even if you only have a small snorkel, it can be enough to make a shark go away. Poke it hard on its gills or eye, and if you're not bleeding, it could be enough for it to get annoyed and go on its way. Here's what's next. Okay, so what happens when gets really real? What do you do then? A lot of times when bears attack, it's because they're trying to defend their territory. That's known as a defensive attack, and it's only when bears feel threatened or if mama bear is protecting her cubs. In that case,